Hey guys, Cody with Princess Craft RV. Come along with me today as we go through this little guy, Mini Max from Xtreme Outdoors. So let's start right up front here on how to get this thing hooked up to your tow vehicle. It is going to ride on a 2-inch ball, and it's got a manual tongue jack for raising and lowering the tongue. To get your coupler to latch, once you get it lowered down onto the ball, you're just going to pick up on the back here and slide it forward and make sure that these two ears right here fall down into that cavity, and that's going to make sure you're latched onto the ball. Now to get it to release, it would just be the opposite. You're going to pick up on the tab and then just pull the coupler, slide it back, and this all should just sit there, and that's going to be released from the ball. A couple other things that do need to be hooked up to your tow vehicle are going to be your safety chains. Now in Texas, these do need to create a basket and clip onto your receiver hitch. We've also got your safety breakaway cable. Now this cable needs to run on its own path and be hooked up to the receiver hitch with its own clip. Do not run it through your chains. It should hook up just as it sits here and then clip onto the receiver hitch so it can do its job. The last thing that you're going to have hooked up to your tow vehicle is going to be your 7-way cord here. And this is going to run all of your running lights on the trailer, as well as your turn signals, brake lights, and electric brakes on the trailer if your tow vehicle is equipped with a brake control. Now moving back from there, we're going to have your propane storage as well as your battery box here. Just has these two little bungees on each side to keep it closed. And once you get inside, we're just going to have a single 20-pound propane cylinder over here. To get this thing out, you would just make sure your service valve is closed, disconnect your hose here, undo your clamp bolt right back here on the back, and then lift that cylinder out of there. Now you can take that and get it exchanged or refilled, whatever is available to you, wherever you're located. And just remember, anytime you are transporting a cylinder of that style, that it is in the upright position. Now the other thing that's going to be in here is going to be your battery. It's going to be a regular RV Marine deep cycle battery. You are going to have to do maintenance on it, so you'll need to pop the tops off of that battery periodically and check the water level and use distilled water to top it off as necessary. The other thing that's going to be down in here is going to be your battery disconnect switch, which is right down there, and it does say battery disconnect on it. Now when it's turned to the on position, you'll see the green exposed, which will be that position there, so the notch is to this side. And whenever it is disconnected, notch is going to be facing straight up, and you'll see the red coloring behind that there. Anytime that you are going to be putting this in storage, it's a good idea to go ahead and disconnect that battery with the disconnect switch so it's not dead, keeping the radio and other things alive inside the trailer. Now the other thing that we have mounted up here at the tongue area is going to be our sewer hose storage that runs underneath the trailer. Just opens up with this little tab right here, twist it open, and then you can pull the door open and you can fit your sewer hose in there for storage. Now you can open that tube from either side, so whatever works for you. Since your dump station is on the off door side of the trailer, it may make more sense to access it from this side, but you get into it the same way. Now this trailer is equipped with 4-corner stabilizers. They're going to be what we call a spline drive or slot drive that you can get a drill attachment for, but the trailer does come with a crank handle that you can use to run these up and down. Now after you get your trailer level side to side, which you're going to have to put something underneath the tires to do, and use your tongue jack to level front to back, then you'll run these down to the ground and put pressure on them. You are just going to apply pressure. They are not for lifting or leveling the trailer. Just above that, we're going to find your tire identification tag. Here we're going to have all your tire sizes and tire pressures from the manufacturer, and the sticker below that will find your VIN and other trailer information that's needed there. Down here we're going to have your dump station. We've got 2 dump valves on here. We're going to have a larger one, which is going to be for your black water or your toilet. The other one's going to be this smaller valve over here with a gray handle, which is traditionally sink and shower water. Now to use this, you're just going to take the cap off, hook up your sewer hose, and run that over to the dump. And then with your gray water, if you're going to be camping for a while, you can leave this open at all times and just allow all the water to run out. With the black valve, it does need to stay closed until the tank is full or until you're ready to leave your campsite. A lot of the times what I like to do personally is if I know I'm coming to the end of my camping stay, I'll go ahead and close my gray valve and allow that tank to fill up. That way I have a good way to rinse out my sewer hose after I dump my black tank. I can close that off and then dump my gray, and that'll help rinse out my sewer hose. Here on the side of the trailer, these two big black vents right here are gonna be for the refrigerator venting for proper operation, so don't block those off or anything like that. You can get into these. They have little slide clips. Might be hard to see in this video, but they're up here in the top, one on each side, and they just slide into release, and then just pull the top out and this thing's gonna pop off. And in here, you're just gonna have access to the backside of your refrigerator. A couple things that I do like to show off in here, you know, where it's plugged in at. This little door right here is good for checking to see if you've got any bug nests built in here, or to verify that your flame is burning for the gas side of the operation. There's some inline fuses in here and things like that. So if you're working remotely with somebody, it may be a good idea to know what's going on in here in case you do need to help diagnose over the phone on anything. Now to put this on, the bottom does have to go on first. So these are the receivers for these 4 pieces right here. So it's gonna actually fit on and then kind of pull up into position. So make sure you get all of those in place and then snap it on. And then don't forget to actually slide these locks back into place to hold it on. We do have a side light here with a little push button on it for servicing things over here at night. So if you're dumping in the dark or something like that, you can turn this light on right here. Just a little push button. This is gonna be the top vent for the refrigerator, and this is gonna be plumbing vent over here. Wheels and tires, make sure you check your tire pressure regularly, just like your car. Air it to fill it up to the recommended tire pressure from your manufacturer. Torque specs, 100 foot-pounds. It is a good idea to check it periodically. We do recommend checking before each trip. Just give it a quick check. 100 foot-pounds, very easy to do on that. That's going to bring us to our 30 amp connection here. Let me show you how this hooks up. It's very simple. We've got three holes on the cord side here. On the trailer side, we've got 3 prongs. We're just going to line up our L-shaped ones. We're going to push it in there and then give it a little twist to the right. That's going to be the initial lock on. And then you're going to want to make sure you snug down this lock ring here. We want to make sure we get a good snug connection here so that cord's not dangling or jiggling loose or anything like that might cause overheating or arcing at the plug that could cause melting and then operational issues. Just behind that, we're going to find your water connections. The cap on the left is going to be for the freshwater tank fill. Just take the cap off, put your hose down in there, and turn the water on to fill it up. Now you can fill this all the way up until the water gushes back out. That's going to tell you it's full. If you don't want to carry a full tank with you, you'll want to check the monitor panel inside the trailer and shut your water off when you reach however much water you want to take with you. Now the connection on the other side is going to be our city water connection. It's where you're going to hook up with a water hose and a pressure regulator so we don't overpressurize your water system, and this will provide all the pressure to the trailer. Just below that, we're going to have an exterior cable port. Just pops open and has a coax connection on the inside for park cable. We've got a Dometic 6-gallon gas electric water heater. Inside here, just a couple of things for maintenance and inspection for the consumer. Knowing how to drain your water heater is going to be this plug right here in the bottom left corner. You'll want to remove that anytime the trailer is going to be sitting for a period of time. Make sure we get any water out that could get stagnant. It's also a good time to maybe get a cleaning tool to help rinse any debris that may be settling in the bottom of the water heater out. And then this little chamber over here that comes out over here, this is going to be our burn chamber. If we're running on LP gas, all the flames and everything go on in there to heat our water. If you can get bug nests or things like that in there, they can affect the operation of that. So it's very easy to get in and check this thing out and see what's going on. There's some other things in here. Just kind of know it, study it. If you need to get into it again over the phone with anybody, it's good to know where you're kind of going and what you're looking for. They do make insect screens that can go over this vent here, help keep out flying insects, particularly wasps and dirt daubers that can get in there and build their larger nests that cause operational issues. Now to get into this, it's just gonna be this D-loop. It's gonna fish through the door right here. Give it a little pull, it's spring loaded, and it's gonna come right through. At the top middle here is gonna be your pop-off valve for the water heater. It is a safety device, but it's also a good way to tell when the water heater is full of water. You just lift this little lever out right here. If water comes out, it's full and it's ready to go. Now, you never want to dry fire a water heater, so you want to verify that it is full before you fire it on gas or electric. In my opinion, that's the best way to do it right there. And just behind that, we're going to have your exterior shower, hot and cold water availability here. To get the water to flow, we're just going to push that lever down right there. Water is going to come on out of there. Shut it off. You're just going to push back on it and it's going to pop up. Now, since this is an exterior shower, it is very prone to being frozen during a freeze, so don't forget to winterize this whenever you winterize your trailer. The other thing is make sure you do turn off your water flow knobs here whenever you're not using the outside shower. They can cause mixing of the hot water, so you may not get full hot water. It may just be lukewarm. To get in and out, it's just a little push latch right here that is spring loaded, goes up and down. Now underneath, down here, we do have a couple of drain valves. These two right here are gonna be your low point drains for the water system. Cold water, hot water, just to drain extra water out during storage or winterization times. It's a good idea to drain all that excess water out so you don't get any kind of mold or growth or anything like that in there. And then up here, kind of right behind the tire, we're gonna find your fresh water tank. And we have your fresh water tank drain there, again, just a turn valve. Gonna give that a turn and it's gonna drain on out. All right, around here on the back side of the trailer, not a whole lot for you. We've got your tail lights, license plate lights. License plate is gonna mount up right here. So you're all good and legal and compliant there. They do have a add-on hitch there for you, max weight of 150 pounds. So you could put a bike rack or a small basket carrier or something like that to carry some extra stuff with you if you needed a space for it. Moving around onto the door side of the trailer, on the rear end here, we do have a storage compartment that goes in underneath the bed couch area. And it does have a light switch up here in the corner to turn that light on and off in there. And it is equipped with a slam latch and a magnetic hold back there to keep the door open. Got your furnace right here. This is going to be your furnace exhaust. It's going to get hot anytime you are using your furnace, so just don't burn yourself, don't cover it, block it, anything like that. And again, you can put an insect screen around that to keep the bugs out. Just below that, we're going to find a quick connect port for propane accessories such as a cooktop or a portable campfire, something like that that you can hook on with a quick connect fitting. It's just a quick connect collar. You just push back on it, push your quick connect fitting into it and release it, and you are ready to go. And we do have some outside speakers here, these black circles. Exterior 110 outlet with USB charge ports incorporated into it. This is going to be an outside TV mount. And then on this side, we do have an HDMI and a cable port hookup. So you can bring your TV out here, hook everything up just as you would inside and be able to sit out here and watch it. Now they have your torque pattern right here. We did talk about lug nut torque. This is going to be your pattern and your specified torque setting there. Entry step over here. All you have to do is pick up on it, and these legs should tilt back. So just pick up and kind of pick up and push in, and that's going to stow your step for travel. To pull it out for use, just pick it up and pull straight out, and it's going to pretty naturally come out for you into that position. All right, guys, that should cover the outside of our little guy Mini-Max. Let's go inside and check out what's going on in there. Okay, so coming in the door just to the left here, we're going to have your systems monitor. And we have a couple screens that we can cycle through here. When you first touch it, it's going to wake up. It's going to say Extreme Outdoors. You'll touch it again. Now, the tank monitoring level, the only things that you're actually going to watch on here are going to be your fresh tank and your gray tank. Black tank is going to be monitored separately in the bathroom. And then we can also monitor our battery status here just by tapping through the screen. Now all of our switches here, our top two here are going to be for the water heater. LP gas on the left, electric on the right. You can run either or both at the same time for faster recovery. If your DSI fault light comes on right here and stays on, that tells us that we've had an operational issue on the gas side. And then we've got our water pump switch. So this is going to pump fresh water out of the onboard water tank and provide pressure to our plumbing system if we're not hooked up to city water with a water hose, which is great for going down the road or dry camping purposes. Then we've got our interior light, which is going to control all of our main interior lights there that run down the roof line. And then we've got our porch light, which is going to be the big clear light here on the porch. And then we've got our handle and step light, which is going to be our lit entry grab handle right here. And our step light for lighting up our step coming into the trailer. Now below that, we're going to find our fire extinguisher with a little green button on top. You're just going to push that down, make sure the green button pops back up. Shows us that we still have pressure in there and everything should still be working. Coming to the right is going to be our kitchen. We've got some storage compartments here. Shelves are adjustable here. You just have to kind of move the clips around for different height materials. Pull-out drawer already comes equipped with your silverware tray. We've got our GFCI outlet right here that's trippable. So if your amber light is on right there, that tells us that the outlet is tripped and it's time to check your other outlets or find out why it may be tripped. This is going to be a tip out storage right here with some notice labels back there. Read those up and make sure you pay attention to those. We've got our high point microwave here with turntable style. Just set your time, let it go, do its thing. And another pull out storage drawer below your microwave. Now as for our kitchen, we do have a 2-burner Dometic cooktop. Just all you have to do is pick this glass lid up, tip it back. It's going to kind of lock into place right there so it doesn't fall forward. You can see that it's got some tension to it there so it doesn't fall on you. Now to get these to light, you're just going to turn it to the light section on the knob, push the striker button here and just hold it down. And you hear that rapid clicking, that is it trying to light. As long as you've got your propane gas on, it should light up, and then set your temperature, do your cooking, and let it go. Now, since this is a glass cooktop, we do recommend letting your burners cool completely before you close the cover back onto it. So to close it, just tip it forward a little bit, and then you're going to pick up on it, and then it should tip on down and sit down nicely. Sink's got a sink cover here that can be put in place for more countertop storage or use. Just lifts out of the way, which is going to bring us to our sink. Has a pull-out spout with a spray selector, either solid stream or shower. And then we've got our flow control here, which is going to be pulling this stem out towards you. And then left will be hot, right will be cold. We do have overhead storage in these 2 side cubbies as well as just overhead, which is going to bring us to our front window. Now all your windows and shades in here are going to operate the same. They just slide up and down, and to separate these you just lightly pull out on this little gray clip, and then you can separate these shades and have them fully open. As for opening and closing these windows, these latches just rotate, and then these are going to push out. Now they have a knob up in here that you'll have to tighten down on each stay. So you just snug those up, and that's going to hold your window open. Now these also have kind of a ventilation notch on them, which is going to be down here where they latch, the center groove right here on all of the latches. You can close those latches into that, and it holds your window open just slightly so we can allow some ventilation, which is great during rain or something like that. So you just pull this down and slide these into those grooves, and it just barely keeps it open. And then to close it up for travel, just make sure you pull it all the way in and latch all of your latches so it doesn't fly open or anything like that. Our lighting up here just has a little switch on it to turn it on and off. Now let's go ahead and talk about our air conditioner while we're right here. We do have a couple of different flaps on it for air distribution, which are going to be here on the sides. We have some more here. These just all flip open, and then we have kind of your direct down chill right here that can be open and closed with the slider here. Now it does also have a filter on it, which is going to be in this perforated section up here in the front. To get that out, just use a small bladed screwdriver or a knife. Just be careful, don't cut yourself, and you will find your filter, which can be removed from this, and you'll just use warm soapy water to clean it, rinse it, let it dry before you reinstall it, and then you just put it back in place and go back to normal use after you get it all snapped back in. That's going to bring us to our Dometic vent fan over here. Now this is a 3-speed fan, and this is going to be Dometic's newer fan. This can actually be used with the lid closed as a ceiling fan, if you will. So you can turn it on, and it's just going to help circulate air within the cabin without actually opening the lid. Now if you want good fresh air and everything, obviously open your lid up, turn it on and you're going to get all fresh air coming in. And again, you can set your speed and all of that. All right, let's check out our bathroom. Now the door here is held magnetically closed whenever it's in use. So if you want to play a joke on somebody, just go ahead and close that travel lock there while they're in there, and then they won't be able to get out. So fun joke to play on somebody there. But don't forget to use that whenever you're traveling down the road so the door doesn't pop open while you're traveling and end up banging around and breaking the glass. So coming into the bathroom, a couple of things in here. Over here in the back right-hand corner, that says Dometic on it. This is actually going to be your tank level monitor. As you can see right now, the tank is completely full. That amber light's going to come on and tell you that the tank is full and ready to be dumped. Now to get in here, you're just going to turn this to the left. The lid's going to lift off, and you're going to have 2 AA batteries in here for powering. And then you've got a switch right here. So all the way up or towards the back wall is going to be off. The middle section is kind of like a testing section, and then all the way down is going to be our monitoring section. And then once you get it set, you're just going to put your lid back on and you'll be good to go. We've got your dry storage toilet paper holder. This pipe over here is going to be a vent pipe for the black tank, so just careful that you're not like pulling on that or anything. We don't want it coming apart on you. So that's going to bring us to our Dometic toilet that has a foot flush over here on the left. Now to put water in the bowl, you're actually going to pick up on the pedal, and it's just going to put liquid into the bowl. Once you get it nice and relatively full, you can go ahead and do what you need to do. And then when you're ready to dump, you're going to push the pedal down, and everything's going to go down into the tank. Now you want to make sure you're using plenty of water with your toilet. You want to make sure you're using RV toilet tissue and some type of tank treatment to control odors and waste digestion in the tank. Now as for our shower here, we do have hot and cold mixing knobs here. Shower can be handheld with a flow control and spray pattern on the head here that can be changed. Height adjustable, push the knob there and you can slide this up and down. You can also change where your soap dish rides, all of that good stuff. And then this just stores back into here for travel. Again, the light's going to be the little lever there to turn it on and off. So a couple other things right here to your entry door. We do have a storage compartment here coming in the door. This black vent down at the bottom is going to be for your furnace heat to come out. Let's go ahead and talk about your Norcold refrigerator here. To get into it, you're just going to tip the handle out on the top section, which is going to be the refrigerator, which will release it and then allow you to open it. Now the bottom's a big crisper. You're just going to lift up on the handle and pull that out, and again get access to that. Now as far as controls, we do have a main power button right here that you push and hold to turn the refrigerator on and off. Again, you just push and hold. There's a little light right there on the power button that'll tell you when it's on, because this screen goes dark after a while. The other buttons are going to be these square tap buttons right here on the screen itself that we can cycle through. So to wake it up again, we're just going to push the power button, and then we can cycle through our modes. Here we've got auto electric. So if we're in auto mode, it'll automatically select its most reliable energy source. If we cycle through here, it's flashing right here and giving us a wrench 7 because there's another switch for battery operation that I'm going to show you here in just a second. And then again, we can tap again, and that's going to be our LP gas mode. This box right here is going to be cycling through our temperature selection. So kind of 1 box will be your warmest, 5 boxes will be your coolest, and then our last little box here is going to be kind of like a defrost mode if you get some ice buildup. And again, to turn it on and off, power button. And let me show you this switch right down here above your WFCO power distribution panel that says fridge battery cutoff. So that is just for the 12-volt operation side of your refrigerator. If you by chance want to run it on battery, that switch does need to be turned to the on position. We generally don't recommend running on 12-volt battery unless it's your last option. It's usually just a maintainer. It only lasts a few hours and then generally runs your batteries dead. So coming around the corner on the wall here, just behind your refrigerator, we're going to have your smoke alarm. Inside you'll find a 9-volt battery. Test it, replace your battery as needed. Next to that, we're going to have your ZAMP solar controller. All these lights will correspond to what's going on with your battery. You can cycle through amps and volts, battery type for selection, because you do want to make sure this is set according to the batteries on the trailer. as it reads right now is because we don't actually have a battery on it. That's why it looks the way it does. And then we're going to bring us to our Dometic touch capacitive thermostat. Just 3 buttons on this thing. Very easy operation. This is going to be how you cycle through your modes. So you've got off, fan, cool, and furnace. So just choose your proper mode. We recommend auto fan on the settings, and then your up down arrows would be how to change your fan in the fan mode, and then setting your temperature setting in either air conditioning or furnace mode. Your TV in here is going to be a Jensen TV here, 12 volt. It's got all the connections you would expect on a TV of today, HDMI, cable, RCA inputs, all that good stuff. So you can pretty much connect anything to this. The unit does come equipped with a Jensen radio that's going to play your DVDs and stuff to the TV here. There is a 12 volt fuse in line here for the TV. Good thing to know about that in case your TV for some reason is not powering up. Now this swing arm here that it's mounted to does have a latch, so anytime you're going to be traveling, make sure that you do indeed get that latched back. To get it to release again, you just pull down on this. Now behind the TV, we do have a couple other things. We've got another 110 outlet back here for operation, so you can plug in things if you ever change the TV out, anything like that. You do have a 110 outlet. Below that, we're going to have a charging center here with a USB and a 12 volt charge port. And we do have a map light on a kind of a flex stem here that you can move around, or a reading light if you will. And to turn these on and off, there's one on each side of the trailer. You just push the face of them right on the light. It's not going to burn you, and that turns that light on and off. Overhead storage, again, all of our windows here open the same way. So underneath the off-door side bench, we're going to find your WFCO power distribution panel. Just push that door and it's going to pop open. We're going to find your 12 volt fuses here and your 110 breakers. This is going to be all where all your power is distributed from. So if you have an issue, it's a good idea to start here, check your breakers, and check your fuses. Grab a pack of fuses. You can see here, this is primarily 15s, 30s, and a 40. Grab a pack of them, keep them with you, just in case you do end up blowing one. A little further over behind that, we're going to find your LPCO alarm. So if you do end up with an LP gas leak or something like that, this little alarm here is going to make a bunch of noise, wake you up, and get you out of the trailer. And we've got another 110 outlet. On the door side bench, underneath, we do have a small, skinny storage compartment there for you. And that's going to bring us into how to turn our dinette area here into a bed. So this does have a couple of things that do have to move. First, our table is going to lay flat, and then there's an extension piece that pulls out from the back to fill the gap. So what I like to do is get my cushions already popped up and out of the way, so I'm not trying to fight around them. Now to get your table to lay, this little yellow knob right here has to pull out. You can hear there where it released, and then put your foot on the base of it, and then you're going to pull from the back and pull towards you while holding your foot steady, and that's going to get it to rotate on down there, and it's going to sit right on this edge on both sides, and then reach to the back, and we're going to pull this handle right here, and that's going to be our filler piece for the rest of the bed. Then we're going to lay our cushions down, fill in, and make our bed. Nice large bed area in this trailer. So popping all that up is just going to be the reverse. So let's go ahead and go through that. And then we will show you a couple other things with the trailer. When you rotate the table up, put your foot again on the base down here. Grab just underneath by your leg, and it should kind of real naturally rotate up. Now when you rotate it, you want to go all the way until you hear it click, and then you can put your cushions back down into place. Now under the back cushion, this panel right here does actually lift up and will give you storage access over there. And on this side, we will find some shut-off valves for the outside shower. So you can see those two valves there on the blue and red line. Those are going to be specifically for the outside shower, great for winterization purposes. Or if that thing ends up cracking and leaking on you, you can shut the water just off to the outside shower without having to sacrifice the whole water system in the trailer. So the last couple things to cover over here are going to be on our door side of the bench. We do have another GFCI outlet. Again, you know, trip reset. If your amber light's on, it's tripped. Just push the reset there, you should be good to go. And the last thing is going to be our Jensen radio here, Bluetooth capable, so you can stream your music to it. You can play DVDs through this to your TV, all that good stuff. It's pretty much your home entertainment center, if you will, in this trailer. All right, guys, that should cover everything on the Little Guy Mini Max. But if I've missed anything, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can text us, email us, or give us a phone call. And again, this is Cody with Princess Craft RV.